Hello, everybody. We're going to talk about the dangers of that rental car with all this new technology. And here we go. We've got the radio stations joining us now. Hey, welcome back. Craig Peterson here, WGAN and elsewhere. We are live on Facebook Live as well, out on YouTube. You can find me on craigpeterson.com. And of course, you can listen to my podcasts on pretty much any platform out there. Podcast platform, streaming platform. I've just been doing this for too long. I guess this is the problem. They've all found me. Oh no. So this is a great little article from our friends over at Ars Technica. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's one of those websites that I follow fairly closely because they have so many great things out there. But this one is talking about the rental cars. And I want you to think about cars for a moment because, well, I like cars. Hopefully you do too. But what are the problems that we're seeing today that are actually caused by this latest, newest, most wonderful technology? There are a lot of them, frankly. And some of them have to do, excuse me, with our phones, right? We plug our phones into the cars. The cars will automatically say, okay, I want the contacts. People will just blindly say, okay, go ahead and upload the contacts. And all of your contacts are uploaded, and now the car has them, and the next driver comes in. I love doing this, comes into the car and scrolls through all of the phones and sees all of the contacts. People have their home addresses in there, set as home. So you just look up home on the car's GPS, and it's some poor fool who uploaded all of his contacts into the car, right? You've seen that before. Music, downloads, just all kinds of stuff. So I'm always careful. I never let the car upload my contacts. You're probably kind of conscious about that as well if you're not making sure that that doesn't happen, right, that the car doesn't have your contacts. You might also do what I do, which is after I'm done with the car, I go into the Bluetooth settings and disconnect my phone, or with Apple CarPlay, I make sure my phone is disconnected. Excuse me. So those are all things I think that most people would know about and think about. Well, here's the problem that we're starting to see today. These cars are getting smarter and smarter and have more and more features on them, don't they? So there's been some research here. Ars Technica did a little dive into it as well. And this Dan Gooden ended up writing an article about this, where he found that the previous driver to his car could start and stop the engine, lock and unlock the doors, and track the location of the vehicle. Because remember, again, these cars are designed by guys, right, and gals, obviously, but by guys who are not thinking about all of the use cases for the car. You know, man, I had such a fight. One of my eldest sons who works with me, he's one of the employees that works in that company that is fire jumper certified for, not fire jumper as in the fire department, although he does have a firefighting certificate, including tight spaces on ships. But he's a fire jumper for security when something bad happens, or please have us design the network before something bad happens. He gets involved with all of those. Well, we have all of our clients' emails run through a set of high-end filters provided by Cisco. So all of the emails coming in, our filters look at it, and they are phenomenal. They have cut my email. I was at 5,000 emails a day, and now I'm down to about 100, 150 emails a day, just by these Cisco filters. So, and by the way, I think in the last year had maybe one false positive, maybe one. It's just, these things are so smart the way they work, right? They're not just looking for keywords or other things. They're really looking at behavior, because Cisco sees so much of the internet, right? Cisco runs the internet backbone, and they see so much of that traffic. Plus, they see so much of the email traffic. They can just be phenomenal. So we have all of our customers' emails running through our data center, and it's properly secured, of course, and running through these special Cisco email filters. And then we take those emails and we forward them on to our customers' mail servers. Well, one of the services that is used by quite a few of our customers, because it's inexpensive, relatively speaking, is the Microsoft Office 365. Now, there's a lot of levels of O365. It's their cloud services, right? But it's cloud isn't a cloud, right? We're not going to get into that right now. But they have a whole bunch of services. And Microsoft had an internal gray list against our Cisco email host that was doing all of the filtering. And Microsoft, they said, well, we can't figure it out. It took us 24 hours to escalate it to people who knew what they were even talking about. We showed them their own tech article on this problem inside Microsoft with Office 365 and said, here's your problem. You guys know about it. You have defined it. Here it is. And yet, they start you with the people that say, is it computer powered on type, right? Just so frustrating to me. Well, the problem here is that the Microsoft software did not consider the software designers did not consider all of the usage cases. In this case, the Microsoft software people thought, well, people using Office 365, they're just going to be real small businesses, and they are going to have, a dozen through 1,000 email accounts maybe, and so usage patterns are going to be consistent, et cetera, et cetera. That's not true in a case like us, where all of the emails coming in from all over the internet to us for all of our customers, including the DoD contractor customers, right? The customers that have ITAR compliance, have PCI, that have legal compliance issues, accounting compliance issues, right? So they all come to us where they are heavily filtered, and then they're forwarded onto Microsoft. Well, that's not a usage case they thought of when they designed the software. So we were fighting with them. We had thousands of messages queued up. So the good news is we didn't lose any of the email. We kept it. Our systems noticed right away that Microsoft was misbehaving, which they do frequently. And then we got on the horn with Microsoft. We went to level 2 right away, and then level 3. I'm air quoting levels 2 and 3 because they're not real levels 2 and 3, not by our standards. By the time you get to level 3, you're somebody like me, or Steve, the fire jumper, somebody that really knows what's going on, right? That's not the case at Microsoft. Anyhow, the problem in Ars Technica has found here is that these cars are designed with the idea that there is a single owner. Now, there might be multiple drivers to the vehicle, but there's a single owner, right? She owns the Mustang. She drives it, but, the old man drives it every once in a while. The kids might drive it once in a while as well. Well, in this case, they looked at a Ford Explorer. And October last year, they put an article in about a guy that was able to remotely start, stop, lock, unlock, and track a Ford Explorer that he had rented and returned 5 months earlier. And they're saying now something almost identical has happened again to the same enterprise rent-a-car customer. 4 days after returning a Ford Mustang, the FordPass app installed on the phone continues to give him control of the car. So here we have a usage case where the car is being rented. It was not part of the original design considerations, and the rental car company, in this case Enterprise, and maybe it's just one unit of Enterprise, I don't know, but Enterprise is not properly clearing or resetting whatever they have to do to that car after somebody has rented it. So it's a real problem, and it's something we need to be cautious of, because it's not even something we can necessarily do anything about. But personally, I would go into the menu on the console, on the control system, the entertainment system, and I wipe out every phone that's in there just so that something like this can't happen to me, right? But that's what I would do, and that's what I'd advise you to do as well. Okay, stick around. When we get back, we're going to talk about a new FBI report that's talking about what happened to this $1.7 billion right here. Stick around. Craig Peterson on WGAN and live on Facebook. All right, guys. Thanks for the Facebook watches. Thumbs up, loves. I appreciate all of that. Comments. If you have any comments, you can always email me at craigpeterson.com or leave them right here on Facebook. And let's see, we're also putting this up on YouTube. We're going to put it up on my website. So it's not necessarily Facebook that you're seeing this, right? And you might be hearing this as well on one of dozens of streaming platforms. Anyhow, thanks for being with me, and we'll be right back with our next segment.